2, 3, and... Hello, Edisto. Hello, Edisto. The people and the places you love and you know. Hello, Edisto. Don't you want to go back to Edisto to see the people and the places you love and you know? Hello, hello, Edisto. Hello, Edisto. Hello, Edisto. Right as you're leaving Edisto Island and going over the bridge, guess what? We're not going over the bridge. We're going to see what's left of the Old Dawhoo, D-A-W-H-O-O, Dawhoo Bridge. And it's a landing now. It's Dawhoo Landing. So right before the bridge, as you're going off the island, the Kinley Washington Jr. Bridge, he was a very good man, a very good state representative for South Carolina from 1975 to 1990, I believe. And then he went on to finish up his career as back in the Senate somewhere, but I can't remember what. We'll talk about it later. But right now, we're going down to the boat landing of what's left of the Old Dawhoo Bridge. Now, the Old Dawhoo Bridge came here in 1953, and this guy off to the side, this big guy right here, that came here in 1993. So there was a 40-year gap there. So I wrote a song called the Dawhoo Bridge Song, which I will try to make available for free later on. Maybe not this podcast because I don't have a great recording of it, but anyhow, we're going to take a quick look at what's left of the Old Dawhoo. We're going to do a walk down. It's now a boat landing, as you can see, and there's not many people here today. Not many people at all, but that's their bad luck because we're here today, and we're going to pull in here, and we're going to show you some stuff here. So let's walk out of the car, shall we? Let me turn it off first. There we go. All right, let's go on up to the bridge. They tell me that the Dawhoo at the beginning was just a ferry that you had to go across the river in, and I was told that you stand on one end of the bridge, you would cup your hands. I'm holding the phone, so I only cup one, but you would say, Dawhoo! And the bridge tender would come over there and bring you a beer. No, he would ferry you across the river. They probably did bring you a beer too, though, back then. I know that when the bridge used to swing out, sometimes it wouldn't swing back. And it depended on whether you were on the Edisto side of the bridge or if you were on the town side of the bridge. You better know somebody in Walterboro or Charleston, because that bridge sometimes would not close. And it was before cell phones. So you couldn't call your friends and say, hey, Dan Cutler, don't come down here, the bridge is closed. Or, hey, Bucci, the bridge is closed, don't come down here. You know, you couldn't do that because there was no cell phones. And the lucky ones who had a cell phone was like the big bag phones. You can see this barge has been out here for quite a while. I think they're doing some dredging, but I'm going to dredge and get to the bottom of why they're there. Not that I don't want them there, I just want to know why they're there. So we're going to walk out here. So anyway, the bridge would sometimes not close. And seriously, sometimes it would close 20 minutes later, 5 minutes later, a day later, or two. So basically, when that bridge came in 1993, the Kinley Washington Jr. Bridge, I think it's McKinley instead of Kinley, but anyway, he'll forgive me. That's when more stuff and more people came here, because you can imagine being a heart patient going over that bridge and realizing it's stuck. Well, we really made the best of it back then when the bridge would stick, because this was way back when the bars were hardly ever open on Edisto, and certainly never open on Sunday. We would all go to each other's yards and play badminton, volleyball, croquet, we would all bring a covered dish and we'd all eat out and have a great time. Sometimes I really think how much better those times were, but things do change and you got to get used to that. But anywho, the bridge would stay open sometimes, and like I said, you need to know somebody. But we would get out of the car, and what we would do, let's take a look at this beautiful bay though. There are 3 rivers that run below here, which is the Ace Basin, A-C-E, Ashipu, Cumby, Edisto, Ace Basin. That's the three places that join right into this beautiful estuary we're at. But anyway, we would get out of the car, and everybody carried a cooler of beer in their car. Really, they did. And we would all have a beer with each other. Then we'd have 2 if the bridge didn't close. We might even go 3 or 4 for the long haul. And then we'd say, heck, I'm just gonna call Jed that lives in Walterboro and go back there and hang out with him. But we'll give you more talk about this kind of stuff, because this is what makes Edisto truly Edisto. And I was fortunate enough to be on board during a time when the people were very embracing, like they are now, but they had to be more embracing because we didn't have gadgets. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't even have good TV reception. And forget having great internet reception, it didn't exist. Well, it might have existed, but it was a dial-up that took a million years. And it really wasn't when I first came here that we even had that. So I hope you've enjoyed this little tour of the Old Dawhoo Bridge, what's left of it. And this new one, progress came when it came in 1993, because if you had to get to your doctor's appointment, you knew you could. Plus, there was able to bring much bigger building supplies than this scary piece of a bridge used to be to get big building supplies over. So yeah, it could be a bad thing, but everything changes, and it's got to change, and you got to adapt to it. So for now, this is David Crawford. Hello, Edisto. As we continue on, we're going to see our friends at the brand new business on Edisto just past Flower Shrimp Company, the Edisto Thriftory, or probably just the Thriftory. They used to be in Ravenel, but now they belong to us. So make sure you visit them. Really great people, really great products. Let's roll them. Hello, Edisto. I'm here with Jacob from the Thriftory here in our brand new Edisto store located at 1786 Savannah Highway. How you doing today, Jacob?
I'm doing great, thank you. We appreciate you coming by today.
That's great. Can you show me around here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'll follow you. Just go on. I'll be right with you.
Walk around. If you want to go ahead and pan kind of what we sort of have outside at the moment. It's actually about to rain, so we potentially might be pulling some stuff inside here too.
Oh yeah, you got to pull it all in when it rains too, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So yeah, currently all we have going on here, we are a thrift store. We are a family of 4 that own and operate everything here, and currently we are located here on the side of 174 on the way to Edisto Beach.
Okay, but, and you're kind of between what businesses, just so people can nail it down?
We are between the Flower Seafood right over here and the library right down the road.
The famous Flower Seafood, you're in
Yes,
good
sir.
company.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You're
sir.
in very good company.
So we're just going to kind of show you around the side over here.
Sure.
Just a few little things that we're starting to do. Starting to put some foliage and plants around.
Foliage and plants. Looking around here.
Yes, sir.
See, beautifying the place.
Yes, sir, and kind of just updating it a little bit, and then that's kind of all going to fill itself in as well.
Right, and this room is called?
This is the mercantile room where we'll find sort of our unit-priced clothing and our bric-a-brac. You'll find kitchenware, all that good stuff in here, electronics,
Really?
collectibles, whatever you might be looking for at this time when you stop by.
Sounds great.
Go ahead
Let's
and,
continue the tour with you.
Take a step in, and also this is all parking back here.
Lots of parking.
Lots of parking.
Absolutely. And I hear that you're fixing up the back to make some kind of boutique back there as well on the outside.
We'll get to there here in just a second.
Okay.
Here we go. Welcome in. And as you can see, we have all the back kitchen stuff. We have beachware. We have cups. We have electronics, we have hats, we have just a little bit of everything. Immediately when you step in, it's almost
wow. This is a huge bar right here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We
that's the business district, isn't it?
That is.
This is where you get rung up, right?
Yes, sir. This was the old Dumas and Sons cash wrap they had.
The old what now?
The old Dumas and Sons cash wrap that was downtown.
Oh wow.
They had for quite a number of years, and they actually sold it to us for a great price, I might add. And
nice.
We've actually the past 3 years that we had it, we decided to develop it a little bit and created a 360-degree cash wrap with it.
Very nice.
And just remodeled it a little bit, adding storage.
Hold on just a second. Who we got there? That's the mascot.
That's Jackson.
Hi, Jackson. Hi, Jackson is looking. That's a ham. You can't beat a dog. That's a Carolina dog, by the way, because I happen to have one of those myself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is him, and they are great dogs to have if you ever happen to see them.
Very wonderful dogs.
Very, very
Let's continue, mister, and we're going to...
Yeah, we can go ahead and just step around.
Wait just a second. Hold on.
Oh, yep, sorry.
Uh-oh, I better... That's yours, right?
Oh, yeah. Well,
okay.
That's actually the communities.
Oh, that's the communities,
Yes,
okay.
Sir. That's the pay it forward system that we provide for.
A pay it forward system? I thought that was a tip jar.
No, sir. No, sir. That's actually a pay it forward system for the community for our local people that might be in need of something. Y'all, the customers, will actually provide us with
unbelievable
information, and it goes into sort of like a hat system where we draw the names, which actually a drawing is coming very soon. So if you do happen to want to nominate somebody that you might know in need, feel free to stop by.
I actually do. We just had a resident on Edisto lose all his possessions, and his name is Eddie B, and I'll bring that up to you later. He's very deserving, and
yes,
he has his house burnt down, and he has nothing. But anyway, go ahead.
Yes, sir.
That's a great thing you're doing.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So yeah, Eddie's name will go in the jar, and we'll do a drawing for those names that are in the jar, and that value will be loaded onto a store gift card, and those people can come and shop for the things that they need with those funds.
That is beautiful.
Yes,
that
sir.
is beautiful.
We generally try to help 3 to 4 families a month if we can. If it's more, if there's more to the jar, then we'll do as much as we can. From
Excellent.
but
Excellent.
Yes, sir. But yeah. So as we see, we do have more like a media section back here. You'll find games, collectibles. You'll find books. Some older books, some newer books, things are antique, but also brand new here as well.
Very nice.
As well, if you want to go ahead and step through, we do have a fine collection of movies.
Oh, look.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And you've got a nice, cool light to accent that with.
Yes, sir.
Very nice.
Watch out, Jim.
Absolutely love what you've done with the place.
Thank you. And yeah, as we step through, I guess we did skip over the closed wall. I'll circle back around.
Oh, sure. Circle back around.
But this is kind of where you'll find old paintings within the establishment. A lot of things actually come through our local artists that live around here, and you'll find some of those paintings that are here. They might not sign them, but it's just cool little unique pieces by
Very
people
nice.
that might live down the road.
Very nice. I have a few pieces of your artwork at my recording studio at Crabby Road Recording Studio in Edisto, where the podcast is launched from. So I'm also going to show pictures of all the stuff that I bought throughout the years to finish my studio up with. And it was, I would say, at least more than half of my cool stuff came from right here.
We appreciate that. I remember a good bit of it too.
Yes, you do.
But yeah, if you actually want to take a look back here, this is something that's going to be in the works as well. This is our backyard that we have.
Okay, there's lots of room to do things back there. What do you plan on developing back there?
Yes, sir. So basically that oak tree is going to be kind of the centerpiece back there.
Nice.
And we're going to be putting things for kids to do back there while the parents might be in here shopping. Little things like that. It's also a place for Jacks to run around in, and yeah, a lot of those materials that we do have back there are going to be utilized in some way, shape, or form.
Nice.
To build sort of just like a community area, a place for someone to hang out or maybe take some pictures to post on the internet.
Unbelievable. That's me. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So as we step through here, this is things that we've come across that might be a little bit more vintage in nature, older, and we do actually look everything up as well for the most part.
Wow.
And,
old cheese graters and stuff. That is cool.
It comes with the patina.
Oh, wow. It does have the patina for sure. And that is very important.
Yes, sir. Yeah, this all the stuff that we have in here, we do try to look up, but we also find that online value, and we'll try to mark it down anywhere from 50 to 75% off of what it's selling for on the internet.
Now that's a buy.
Therefore, resellers might be able to get a win there and be able to make some money as well.
Never thought of that angle, but there's an angle there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's kind of where you'll find stuff like that here. But as we step through, this will be the boutique over here that we do have in the works. It's sort of half.
It is the boutique.
It's somewhat half done. It's a mess right now.
It's a mess, but it's a boutique. That's what they all are.
Oh, yeah.
And it will straighten out. You've only been here
just about a month.
Just about a month.
Well,
yeah.
Actually, we've been building this place out since the beginning of February. But,
exactly.
It's also a lot of work to still manage the store and then do construction in here at the end.
Oh yeah, and you did it a lot yourself. I mean, if not all of it, because you and certainly Patrick, your dad, is an unbelievable craftsman. He's good, and when you work for yourself, you work for yourself, and truly that's what they do, and that's what they did here.
Yes, sir. And we're glad to do it. Also saves us a little money as well. But I guess contracting can get expensive out there when you have all these little various jobs that might not require someone to be called to do so.
Absolutely.
We can just do it right here. This will all hopefully be built out. We're hoping by the 4th of July is when we can get it all squared away. We're just kind of doing little things at a time right now.
All right.
Good to go.
Giving back to the community. Is that about the wrap of the store, or do we have some more to look at?
I guess if you want to step through here real quick, I guess we can still look at the clothes because we actually.
Let's go for look at those clothes.
We accidentally skimmed over.
Man, that is a good-looking Champs shirt right there. The guys and the gals. Very nice stuff.
Thank you. Out here you also find some vintage stuff as well that we come across. Mainly, at the moment it seems to be more, formal dress or dinner attire.
Right.
But hi, Miss B, how's it going? These are all the clothes that we have to offer.
Oh my goodness, look at the clothes. All kind of clothes for all kinds of people in here. There's Patrick. There's the store owner. He put his child up to doing this job, his young man, but this is
they know him, they don't know me.
That's right. Man of few words, but a great businessman and a great community leader now.
Well, thank you.
We look forward to having you here on Edisto for years and years to come.
Appreciate that.
All right. Wow, I sure had a wonderful time talking to Patrick and Jacob down at the Thriftory. They are wonderful people, and hey, let's talk about something else for a second. Let's talk about the renaming of Steamboat Landing Road. You heard me right, the renaming of Steamboat Landing Road. It's not going to happen. There's been some talk on Edisto concerning that. What's going to happen is there's going to be a plaque out on the side of the road, or one of those markers that stretches across a highway, like this is so-and-so highway, freeway dedicated to, and usually it's a fallen soldier or an authority figure or something good, and sometimes even a politician, for God's sake. I think it should be named for ordinary people always, but politicians, a lot of them do some very good things, like, for instance, Matt Lieber, our 116th District State Representative. He's doing some really good stuff, and he's in on this plaque, sort of highway, whatever it's going to be. It's like honoring a stretch of highway to James Lee Jamerson. Hey, David, who's that? James Lee Jamerson was back in the Motown days during Berry Gordy Jr. and Smokey Robinson when they got a group of studio musicians together, the best of the best. They had a lot of groups back then, male vocal groups such as the Temptations and the Embers and the Tams, and lots of people that didn't play instruments. So they needed session musicians, and Berry Gordy Jr. and Smokey Robinson wound up getting a bunch of good ones, and they found this man named James Lee Jamerson. Well, he was born on Steamboat Landing Road, and he was an amazing bass player. He used what they call the claw. He used one finger, but really the claw was kind of like two, but they say he just used one with that. But he did more with that one claw, we'll call it, than most people could do with 4, 5, 6 fingers if they had them. And he was, the structures of he was just amazing. Trust me, the parts that he came up with were legendary. They were like signature licks, like, dun, 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 my girl. That's him. That is him. He actually sort of created not only the bass parts, but the mood and the feeling to the song. So, well-deserved, this stretch of highway that's going to be named after James Lee Jamerson, and it's going to be done on August 5th. Nope, strike that. August 19th, that's when it's going to be done, and it's going to be a ceremony right there in front of the Steamboat Landing Road sign, with some festivities to kick off later on that night at the Edisto Civic Center, which are going to be a bunch of musicians, and they're going to be singing the songs that James Lee Jamerson played bass on, and it should be really good. I think you can call Chamber of Commerce or somebody who in charge of that, or even Matt Lieber. He might know something about that. By the way, we're going to have Matt Lieber on this podcast in the couple of days, months, whatever to come. I spoke with him. He's a great guy, and we look forward to working with him as well. So, hello, Edisto. Whoa, we've got a legal disclaimer here. The next portion of this podcast is very scary, so it's not for the faint of heart at all. We're going to a haunted graveyard, the Presbyterian Church on Edisto. Yeah, that graveyard's got some haunts in it. I promise you it does. But we're going to go with just one this time. And later on in the podcast, I'm going to do a total walkthrough of the graveyard. And that's going to be a wonderful, the whole podcast will be dedicated just to that. But right now, we're going to go check in on Julia Legare. She was a girl that was buried alive. I cannot afford the effects, but that's the best I can do. So follow me and let's go see Julia Legare, shall we? Hello, Edisto. I am at the beautiful Presbyterian Church on Edisto Island, located at 2164 Scenic Highway 174. I'm going to do a quick walkthrough for you. There's many graveyard stories, and you can do a walkthrough tour, but if you can't get here and do one, I'm going to be doing one of those for you, just not today. This is a teaser, as we call it in the industry. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick view around this beautiful cemetery. We will make one stop off at the Julia Legare crypt. Julia Legare was buried alive. It's a fact, Jack. You can look it up on Google. It's there. Julia Legare, Presbyterian Church, Edisto. It was during the Civil War times, or pre-Civil War, that yellow fever was going around. Well, Julia caught it, and they thought she was dead. So they buried her in the family crypt. And when her brother went to fight in the Civil War, he got killed. So when they opened the tomb to the crypt, all they found were her bones at the door. And they tried to put the door back on the cemetery, but they could never do that. It would never stay on the cemetery crypt. So they finally just ended up, I think, putting the door inside it. I think that is that hump that we'll see as we go inside. So this story is just about her, and when we get in here, you'll see gifts and things that are probably scattered around, teddy bears, seashells, which is a tradition, and just things to honor her spirit. But when we get in there, I'm going to be very silent at some point, hoping that we can pick up what's called an EVP, which is an electric voice phenomena. It's something that can be heard on a camera or a recorder, and, well, it can't be heard on a camera, it can be heard off the recorder of a camera, but cannot be heard by the human ear. So this is her crypt right here. You can see J.B. Legare at the top. So we're going to go in there. You can see money scattered on the floor. At this point, I'm not seeing too many teddy bears, but you will see those from time to time. As we walk in here, we see a couple of offerings. Obviously, maybe a child has left a little heart and card and a little teddy bear, which looks like it's a teddy elephant. and something of a sack. I don't know what's in that sack, so I will not bother it. I'm going to be quiet while I'm in here, but I'm going to scan this, and I'm going to call on Julia Legare. Julia, if you're here, make yourself known. Now we'll be perfectly quiet while we wait for the electric voice phenomena. Julia Legare, talk to me. Okay, I don't know if she said anything, but we'll know when the recording is played back. For now, this is David Crawford with Hello Edisto, and I say it a lot, and you're going to get sick of me saying it, but it's my branding. Hello Edisto. Edisto is a tight community, and we nearly lost one of our own last week, Mr. Eddie B. Eddie B played bass guitar for the Otis Campbell Band. That's in Edisto, of course. And last week he lost everything. He lost his car, he lost his house, he lost his shoes, he lost his glasses, he lost his clothing, he lost his cherished pet bird he calls Graybird, all in a terrible fire. He was even flown to the Augusta, Georgia burn unit. And in true Eddie style, he's defied all the odds once again. And trust me, he has had a hairy call before like this, and he's going to be with us. He's going to be okay. And he sent me a message from his bedside. He's recovering, and I just wanted to play it for you and hope that y'all have it in your prayers.
Hey, brother.
There we go.
I can't read all that right now because I went and got my eyes examined and they dilated me, but I should be able to in a little bit. But I saw the part about the Eddie B update, and it's like I said yesterday. Actually, I have to give credit to my friend Susan Street because she almost died recently too, and she said, "Welcome home, Eddie. Hell won't have us, and heaven ain't ready for us." So I'm alive, dude, and with all this outpouring of love and support, there's no more feeling sorry for myself. There's going to be more tears and crying and stuff because I lost everything, but especially my bird. But I decided yesterday morning when I woke up that the pity party is over. I've got to live well and do good things. And my main purpose right now, besides getting ready for going to school, is to figure out what God's purpose on this earth is for me. So pray for that for me, please.
We certainly will, Eddie, and we can't wait to have you back amongst us. We're going to do a nice benefit for Eddie, and we'll update you about that as it gets nearer. A good friend of mine and Edisto Island personality, Mr. Cubby Huffines, is now Hello Edisto's Man-About-Town. And this week he was at the Edisto Chamber of Commerce dinner where they present the Martha Whetstone Award to a business each year. And that award symbolizes the business who has strived to achieve greatness and reach out to the community and contribute back. This year, Greenboat Liquors own Peter and Linda Beck won the award. And I'm going to mention Zach, too, even though he wasn't in the picture. Great people, and I want to personally thank Cubby Huffines for his work. He's going to be my nighttime guy at the bars because I don't want to go out late at night anymore unless I have to. And so please welcome Mr. Cubby Huffines, and we look forward to many, many pictures and things. And you as a viewer can also send me that. You can send me emails, pictures, videos, comments, stories at helloedisto@gmail.com, and we look forward to that as well. Thank you, Cubby. We went up the road to Hollywood, South Carolina, to the West County Aquatic Center to watch a swim meet. A little girl named Gabby competed in this, and she is the 5-year-old daughter of a friend of ours, and she did quite well. You say, why did you go to Hollywood? This is Hello Edisto. Well, a lot of our children on Edisto have learned the life-saving skills of swimming from this aquatic center. It is a wonderful center, and it was really kind of brought about from Miss Jennifer Holmes, whose son, 13-year-old Genesis Holmes, drowned, and he lived in the surrounding area. So she saw a need to teach children to swim, and she went for it, and she got it. And if it wasn't for her and her extreme dedication to the community in honor of her son, we probably wouldn't have ended up with this nice facility. So we're going to go to the swim meet now and take a look at Gabby and watch her compete. And thank you, so keep on watching. Take it away, Gabby. We are now talking to Gabby, who is the competitor who won herself a nice blue ribbon here at the pool today. How did it feel, Gabby?
Good.
Did it feel good to compete? Were you ever nervous? Never nervous? Good for you. Now, how old are you?
5.
And you won blue. That's great. Show it to the camera real well.
That's purple.
Well, purple's good enough. Especially for camera shy and camera colorblind. So anyway, Gabby, thank you so much for being on Hello Edisto. Wave goodbye to everybody, and I want you to say Hello Edisto.
Say hello, Edisto. Hello, Edisto.
Thank you for joining me on this podcast. We'll see you next time. Hello Edisto.